Hi, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. First of all, I want to apologize, but there is rain here. I'm coming back from day number 2 at the Curomedics Shockwave Conference. Just wanted to give you some of the highlights of day 2. Now, these last 2 days I've been a little sick, but even sick, it was beneficial to come here. So if you have never come to one of these Shockwave conferences, I would really recommend it. I learned a lot of really big takeaways. So first of all these takeaways and a lot of the pictures from the slides I have put on my wiki. So this is a practice management wiki. You can get it if you go to podiatrypracticemastery.com/wiki, WIKI, and there's a section on there on shockwave. So you're going to get a lot of the best tips. But a couple of the tips today, we're talking about pricing, kind of how to price shockwave, the importance of using EMTT. What we currently do in our office is we do $200 for the radial and $250 for the combo, which is called radial and focused. The only difference that some people did, which I liked, is they do packages. So they do packages of 6. So $250 times 6 would be $1,500. And that was one neat thing. I also talked to a physical therapy group, and they do packages of, they call it treatments. They just say 3 treatments, 12 treatments, 36 treatments, and 72 treatments. And what that means is the shockwave, both radial and focused, is considered one treatment, and then EMTT is considered another treatment. So, for example, the 3 would be, let's say, 3 just shockwave treatments, and that's how that would be, just the regular shockwave of 3. And then the 12 would be 6 and 6, right? So 6 EMTT and 6 radial and focus together, okay? And that's kind of a neat idea because it gives the impression that they're getting more. And then when they do the 36 and the 72, that they get a discount. So basically, I think if they go to like 6, it's full price. If they go to 36, then they get 10% off, and if they go to 72, they get 20% off. So these are reducing the prices. And for each of these sessions, they charge $125. So for 3 of them, you can do the calculations yourself, but each of these sessions would be $125. So basically, if you're doing shockwave and EMTT, it's going to be $250. That's what we charge, right? So it would be for, like, we would do EMTT and shockwave, and that would be considered two sessions. So each one would use 2 of those sessions. And for the 72, that's where they might not use them all, but they can use them in the future if they get injured. Their family members can use them. So this is a physical therapist. That was their kind of routine. So I thought that was a really, really, really good idea. Second really kind of cool takeaway was Chris Milkey. He's a great lecturer and talked about practice management. I just love his stuff. If you haven't found any of his stuff, he's got some great stuff with Fabi. So I really respect what they do with Fabi. And what he does is he puts out content once a month, and those that are members in Fabi, or if they buy it, you can get his content. So basically, it is a weekly email that you can just repurpose and send out to your list, or they actually do it for you with their email marketing system. And then they also send something that you could send to primary cares and other things for social media. So like, it's everything that you need for a real reasonable price. So I heard about that again today, and I just think, that's a great idea that they offer. So if it's something that you want it done for you, and so it will get done, or even, that you might want to consider, Chris. And then the last idea, which I want to end with, that I took away, this is the one thing I took away. Now, I've been struggling for a long time to develop. There's something within Dan Kennedy world, or marketing world, called the USP, which is the unique selling proposition. And this is it's what patients want. So the unique selling proposition for most of our clinics is going to be getting your feet pain-free and beautiful, guaranteed, something like that, because they want pain-free, they want beautiful feet to get rid of nail fungus and things like that, and they want to be pain-free. That's kind of what our unique selling proposition is, and how we do that is with something called an irresistible offer. And this is something that I've been going back and forth, kind of struggling with, because I don't want to give away the farm, but I also want to have something that is going to really be beneficial to patients and going to help the practice. So I was talking to a physical therapist, and what he does, and I like the idea. So let me tell you the problem to begin with. The problem is I didn't want to give away free treatments, right? I didn't want to give away free office visits. And the reason for that, because I think it devalues. So you have a couple of options. So option number 1 is to do a visit plus a bonus. Okay, so this is something you're going to always have patients making appointments, right? You're going to have them make an appointment already, but this is for a select portion that you're going to maybe do an ad in the newspaper, and you're going to be pushing them to this offer, right? Because if you only just say a phone number, there's no real reason, and there's no what do you call it, timeline of why they should take action now. But one of them would be, okay, for the next 30 days, you can get, if you make an appointment, you will get a free pair of shoes. We sell LEMS shoes, L-E-M-S, LEMS, in our office, and they could get one free pair of shoes. Why would we be doing that? Well, because normally when you put an ad, you don't get any response. At least this way we get a lot of response. And what we charge for the LEMS, let's say, is $125, but what they charge us is $60. So you're really only giving away $60, and depending on what type of treatment, it's going to be way worth it. Okay, and those would be visits we're not normally seeing. So that's one offer. One of the offers, the irresistible offer, would be a free pair of shoes with an appointment made. What that's called it's not giving away, but it's like a bonus, right? So it's a make an appointment, use your insurance, get this bonus. The one thing I was struggling with lately is, well, how can I offer a free appointment? Because everyone talks about like a free appointment, and I've tried different things that really, I'll tell you what's bombed, okay? So I tried to do like a virtual appointment, and no one really signed up for it. I tried to do a text me a question or text me a picture, and that didn't really buy it. No one really came in for that. What did work is setting up a workshop. So a workshop where patients came in, and I would do a little talk, and they came in. So the latest one with this physical therapist, what he does is he does something called a discovery visit. And I was hashing this out with him to kind of figure it out. So I'd like your opinions on this. So what is the idea of a discovery visit? Well, a discovery visit is kind of like a discovery call. You may have seen that, but it's a visit in the office where they can discover what's going on. So they would come in, like any other patient. You would get their patient information. You would put in the EMR, things like that. But normally when we would get all that information, you won't do any treatments, right? So basically you're doing the history and you're doing like the physical exam portion. You're evaluating them, and then you're giving them recommendations. And my thought is you are either going to say, okay, one, I evaluated you and you don't really need any visits. So, thank you very much. Here's here's kind of what you have going on. And here's, if it gets worse, come and see me. That's number one. The two is you need treatment. And so we can either change this discovery visit into a treatment visit, in which case we will take your insurance and we'll bill your insurance for it. We can do that today, or you can come back another day to do it. So that would transition that into a visit, which I think most people would need. And then number three is, like, sorry, I can't help you. You need to see someone else, and so I will give you that referral. That could be a referral to PT, could be a referral back to the PZP, to an orthopedist, to get some shoes, so things like that. So I like this idea of the discovery call, but my main concern is, well, I have all my appointments filled. Where am I going to fit these in? And so the thought I had is we all always know for these discovery visits, we have a few spots that are open that don't go filled. So the conversation in my head is, well, and we're going to know within like 24 to maybe to 48 hours. And so if there are some open appointments, we could fill those up, and we could say also there's a limited amount of these. So we could, let's say, limit it to maybe 2 per day or something like that. So it's not letting our appointment book, or you could, even double book them, I guess, if you wanted, or do it during your lunch hour or other things like that. But those are a couple of the ideas that I had. I think this is the best one though from the whole course, is this idea of doing a free discovery visit. And then what you would do is you would put this on your website, right? So on your website you'd make an appointment, and then if you wanted to do like get a free discovery visit, I think that would be a good way to kind of start things out in the office, and then it can be transitioned over to an appointment. Okay, I'd love to know your feedback. Please email me, Don at Podiatry Practice Mastery. Let me know, or if you're doing something like this, let me know. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed these last 2 sessions. I want to apologize about the last one. There's some background noise. There might be background noise with this one too, but I hope you got enough value. Okay, thanks.